Diecast Norbs is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some shit. Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hello, everyone out there from the depths below to the galaxies far up above and hopefully closer. You know, especially since we're actually hearing a lot about like all these UFOs and everything like that out there. But I digress. It's Diecast Norbs Galactic Hooligan. And I'm really happy that you're actually all here with me today. I couldn't have actually asked for a better day. Today I actually got my new Invisaligns. You see this right over here? These are actually going to be the ones that I'm going to be using for my retainers. So pretty soon I'll actually be smiling without these things. And you guys actually were all with me for the journey and everything, you know? So I can't really believe how amazing this is. This has actually been a long time coming, and I'm really excited to see what happens within the next month or so. Also, new glasses, and I kind of almost feel like I should actually be like Davey504 and everything and say new glasses reveal at 100 million subs or something. I'm not sure if that'll actually snailily get over to me and everything like that, so I'll actually be revealing those soon and everything. Kind of excited. Still keeping with the blue theme, theme and everything like that, you know. But I can't wait for you guys for everyone to see this and everything like that. And yeah, so there is so much to be excited about with all the unveilings that we're actually seeing in Hasbro right now and everything. Right now we're actually seeing the new Rodimus Prime. We're actually seeing the new Galvatron and everything. I can't wait for all the offerings. But the guy that I'm actually most excited about right now, if you know me already, you know that my favorite faction is the Dinobots. And not for Grimlock, even though him Grimlock King, and I love Grimlock, but Slag! Finally, the red-faced Slag is actually coming over to us and everything, and I can't wait. He's actually always been my top thing, the top character that I've always wanted, and I can't believe that they were actually finally releasing him in all his red goodness. He's actually got the red face, the visors and everything. The face that actually came out when in that first episode of where the Dinobots are actually unveiled. He comes out and says, you know, which one's enemies? And Sludge says, oh, the ones with a face like this, I guess. And then Slag says, that good enough for Slag? And he starts blasting. It's that anguish and that furiosity and everything that's actually translated in that red face. And I can't wait to have him so much that I actually kind of just jumped at the opportunity to own something. Let me take you over to my first stage. And yeah, I think we're just gonna review on that stage altogether and everything. But thanks for joining me. Couldn't have asked for better. Thank you, my hooligans and hooliganettes and everyone in between. And if you actually haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, especially the notification bell, because I want all of my algorithms to shoot up into the endosphere, you know? So with that being said, welcome to my show, and I appreciate you all being here. If you didn't know I was going to do it already, now you know. Please, everyone, be a hero, wear a mask. Right now, we are actually still in COVID season, and until everyone out there actually gets the vaccine, please get the vaccine. But also, make sure that you actually wear the mask until we actually reach herd immunity. Right now, it's actually still important to protect everyone out there, your friends, family, your loved ones, your turtles, your everyone, including your fucking arch enemy and everything. Now, still yet, the one-legged nun that walks the dog is still out there and everything, arching me. I feel her. She's around someplace. I know it. She's in my head. Anyway, everyone, please make sure that you're actually still here and wear a mask and everything. You know, don't do it just for yourselves, but do it for everyone around you. Make sure that you're actually protecting everyone. And welcome to my show again. Now let's go check out what I actually have to show you. All right, I want to thank you all for joining me today, and thank you by introducing an old toy in place of a new one just yet. Now, I don't have slag or anything right now, but I am so stoked about that guy coming out right now that I actually had to go off and get this guy right over here. May I introduce 1980, I'm sorry, 1980. I was actually just like watching something on American Dad just now. But let me introduce you to 2014, I think 2014-2015's Fans Toys, Cubrar and Tekor. Now, these actually came from the Lost Realms collection. That was actually their version of the Dinobots and everything. And I really love this set. Cubrar is actually super pointy. Like, everything on here kind of hurts, and I love it. You know, like everything around here, you actually have his horns and everything, so everything's actually just like sharp and pointed and everything, and I really love that. I'm actually gonna like take you more into this guy in just a second, but let's take a look at his mate over here, Tekor. This guy is actually a great figure. He's actually kind of like I want to say like, I know that they actually have like a lot of like target masters and everything like that. Let's call him a weapons master or a melee master. But this guy is actually really cool. He actually has like a couple of blades that you can actually take off and put on and everything, and they actually go into these like little, I want to say 2mm holes here and everything. You know, they're heavily painted, so I'm not going to like kind of like smush these into his hands as much or anything, but this design is actually really cool. Like, that blade design is just awesome. But let's take a look at our melee master here. Look at that. That sculpting is actually really superb. Everything about this guy is actually great, and you actually have like a little bit of space over here and everything to like actually be ready for transformation and everything. He actually has this huge, excuse me everyone, he actually has this huge long like stick here and everything like that, and that's actually also to like get him ready for his weapon master mode and everything. But he is extraordinary. He has actually got a lot of dynamic motion and everything for a character this size, you know? Kind of like putting like the target masters and everything that we actually have from Hasbro right now to shame and everything with his, look, he's actually got like his 360 and everything all around. He's actually got like this hinge right over here and everything, so he's actually pretty much got like universal support right over there. He can actually go back and forth on his head right over here and everything like that, making the full 360 and everything. He doesn't have an up and down and everything. He's got a double jointed elbow right over here. He actually doesn't have any turn by the bicep or anything like that, but he actually also makes it up for having a full kick out, and he doesn't really have a kick outwards unless you actually really force that and everything, which I'm not going to. He actually has like a full tilt of like a full knee bend right over here for dynamic knee bends and everything, and almost a kung fu kick, you know, so really not bad for its time or everything. Like 2014, probably ahead of its time on this guy. Now, before I actually get him into weapons mode, I really want to show you this extra feature that they actually have here for Cubrar and Tekor. And that is that he is kind of like more of a weapons master, and he's actually kind of like also a warrior and everything, you know? So we don't want to like say that he isn't a warrior or anything like that. He's actually kind of like, I guess, what Daniel will actually be when he grows up. You know what I mean? And the fact that they didn't actually leave him with like static legs or anything like that, I wholly love that. Oh, did I find more articulation here? Yes, I did. Oh man, dorsiflexion? Get out of here. Anyway, so what I found right over here is actually really nice. Now, this is actually something that I didn't find, but like it was actually something that was included on this figure altogether. And you can actually put Tekor over here and let him ride like a bleeding Power Ranger and everything while he's actually like off crusading with Cubrar, you know? That is really, really cool. I love this so much, you know? Like, I think you can actually get him in some pretty dynamic poses and everything like that also while he's actually fighting on top of Cubrar and everything like that, you know? Just very, very cool. In order to get the full Monty of destruction that is Tekor, we are actually going to remove this and remove this axe right from his hands so he can actually too become the battle axe that he was actually meant to be. Now, a lot of people that I've actually seen in like other reviews and everything have actually been like putting this piece over this head, and right there is actually kind of like where I actually find an issue with that and everything, because I don't want to ruin anything that's actually on the horn over here or anything like that. So simple thing, I actually just like give his head like a slight turn, and this piece right over here goes over easy as can actually be, and it actually still leaves some room for his arms to be put right in their slots. So we just want to do this. Move one arm right over here by the hinge, bring it over here, peg it, and bring that down. And now we just want to rotate his legs halfway. There we go. And then bring this in, and these two will actually clip right into here. And last but not least, we are actually going to bring his melee pieces right over here. Now they're actually going to slot right in here and in here, and they're also going to clip into each other. If you actually see that right over here, there are a couple of pegs and slots right over here, and a peg and a slot. So all you want to do is just clip all of that in. I gave you all a montage. Yeah, so like this was actually just like a quick second just to like make sure that I actually had everything clipped over here. Also, another thing in transforming this guy is that if you need to, you could actually move the feet down. Like I think that that's actually better for giving the axe a little bit more clearance. But once you have actually done that, you actually have this amazingly beautiful axe weapon that's over here that was probably made by the gods, you know? But look at this. It's so beautiful. I really love this. And I'm just going to put this right over here and Cubrar. And once you've actually done that, you actually have Cubrar ready for ripping everything up, fully weaponed up and everything. And I'm going a little bit backwards and everything like that because like right now I just wanted to show you exactly what he looks like once you actually have all his weapons properly slotted on. And he actually has his two like flamethrowers right over here on the tail, and he actually has his sword right over here, right on the side and everything like that. And such a cool character, you know? Like, I really love this a lot. He actually has like a little flamethrower right over here in his mouth and everything like that, you know? Like, very cool. I love this guy so much. He actually has like a lot of great articulation. He actually has like this whole thing that he actually does with his neck and everything like that. He's actually not a full range of movement, but he actually has like a lot of movement for a toy like this. He actually has, you can actually open his mouth, close it. He actually has like the full range of movement right over here. Also part of his robot mode and everything like that, you know, so that's nice. Nice, solid legs, you know, with like a bit of a bend. And he also has like this toe articulation right over here, which is actually really nice on its own and everything, you know. I love it. Plus this segmented tail, very, very awesome. You know, like on a toy like this from back in the back in 2014, 2015, I love this so much. Like, I think it's actually such a solid figure, you know. Let me give you a little bit of look on the bottom. Just really so much of it is actually covered up and everything. You don't really notice a lot of robot kibble and everything. Before I bring you into transformation, I just wanted to give you a quick look at Cubrar over here next to Studio Series Grimlock. And now you can actually kind of like tell a little bit more about like how well made this guy actually is and everything, and also how well he actually sizes with the Studio Series version of Grimlock here, you know? Just really, really great stuff here. And now I'm actually going to go into transformation. So let us get into transformation. And one thing that I actually do have to say about Cubrar is that I love the fact that he actually has a spot here for all of his weapons and everything, complete with these, I want to say 5mm ports here and everything, which is actually really nice. And I love that I love the fact that there's like a place for everything and everything in its place. You know, it's very cool, and this overall design is just spectacular, you know? So what we're actually going to do first is I'm going to tilt these toes over like this, and I'm going to bring these toes up, and we're actually going to leave things like this for now. This is actually just a foreshadowing of events, and I just wanted to get things just situated like this first off before we do anything else. Now we're just going to unclip it from the back like so, and there are a couple of clipping points that are actually going to be right here and right in here. So we just want to just gingerly move everything out of the way. You might feel like you're snapping everything, but you're not, because like this toy is like a lot stronger than you might think, unless I actually break him on camera here or something like that, and then haha, joke's on me, isn't it? You know, so hold on, just there we go. Now that we've actually had that done, we actually want to break it off right here and right here. That actually like gets the tail ready to be moved out of the way and everything. And now we're just going to take this and disjoint it and disjoint it over here as well. There we are. Once we've actually got that done, we can actually start doing the slag thing and then just tilting all just like rotating the whole entire back section down and around, and same thing over here is down and around till we get this. Now we can actually move this tail to the back. And just let me give you a little bit more sight over here, you know. And now we are actually going to start moving all of this in, which is a great design thing that that Fansproject actually did. There's a clipping mechanism over here, a slotting mechanism at least, and a clip that's actually right in here. They actually just have to work your way into. You know, it's kind of scary at first, but once you actually get used to it, it actually just like all frictions right in, and then just move those down, and then you'll actually have a leg much like this. And now we're going to go to the other side. There's a bend right over here that goes up, and then we'll actually go in, and then you clip this right in here, and then just squeeze everything in, and there you go. And that went a lot more successfully than I thought it would. And we'll just move this down a little bit, and these two will actually become his waist. Once that's been done, we'll just straighten out the arms over here for now, and we will just get rid of the shield for just a bit. We'll tilt these up and over, and now we actually just want to, excuse me everyone, we just want to lift this right over here and try to make some room right around here. Now we're actually going to lift the wings from like each side, and right after that There are reasons for everything. There we go. After that, we'll actually unclip this right over here and here. And that will actually enable us to move this inside and then bring the wings out, which is really just like an ingenious way of doing things. I love the way that works. After that, we're going to bring all of this out. Nice, right? We'll bring this piece right over here, up, and then we'll actually clip it right in here and in here. There are a couple of like pegs and a couple of slots that slot right into where they're actually supposed to go. I love that so much. Once we're actually done with that, we'll just bring these up a little bit, just like because I wanted to move them down at first just to get everything a little, just to give everything a little bit of clearance. Now, we'll rotate these up. And the one big shame about this is that there's no clipping point or anything right over here. So this is actually all frictioned in. I'm not exactly sure how to solve that issue and everything. And I'm actually thinking like maybe I'll actually like use some kikis or some super glue or something like that in order, but like this one might need a taller order to like actually get this to like actually stay stationary, you know? So once you actually do that, just do this, and now we'll actually bring this shoulder all the way up till you see the blue, and then bring this down again, which is nice. Now, one thing that I actually love about this is how the hands actually come out. So we'll actually just unclip it right here, and then we actually want to bring the paws down, and that actually brings the fist out. I love that so much. A very, very cool touch, you know? So as far as hand reveal is actually concerned, that's beautiful. I love that. And now, the only thing we want to do is bring his head. Let's see, we're actually going to open up his mouth, and in true slag fashion, we're actually going to bring this head all the way to the back. See, there's like 2 ball joints. Let's bring you in right there and right here. And this piece over here is actually what we're actually going to be worried about and everything, as far as like putting slag in his rightful place and everything. So let's just move his wings in the back just out of the way, just like a little bit more, because that's actually going to serve a special function also. And now we just want to bring his head all the way down. So you actually want to move it down over here and then move it down in here. And this piece goes in the back, and that's actually going to be his head. Now, as far, well, of course it's actually going to be his head, but as far as this mouthpiece, there's a piece right over here, like located right there. And just let me clear that up a little bit more for you guys. And this is actually where it's actually going to friction right in here. Now, the one thing that I'll actually have to say that a lot of people actually said is that it's nothing that actually clips in or anything like that. It actually frictions in more than anything else. I've actually heard one reviewer say it. I'll actually hear a ton of other people actually say it. It's nothing that's actually clips in, but once you actually have it, you have it, and it won't like move or anything like that, you know? So like, that's actually great. I love it, but at the same time, I just wish it clipped in a little bit better. And now we're actually going to bring the tail up, and we are going to clip the tail right here and right here. So once you actually do that, you have an amazing Cubrar in his robot mode, and he looks amazing. One thing I actually have to say about Cubrar is that he actually really does have like an incredible amounts of dynamic and everything, like, you know, like he actually has like just amazing stuff. Now, what I actually got in my Cubrar, I don't really think that this is actually the head that originally came with him. I actually got this and I think this was a convention exclusive, and I think the guy who actually sold this to me was Matt Wetzel on Facebook. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you so much for selling me this guy, because this guy actually really just like hit every single one of the bells and whistles that I was actually looking for in a slag figure. He's great. I love him so much. First off, let me just give you a little bit of articulation here. He actually has a ball joint right on his head where feasibly he should actually be able to do like a 360 and everything, but he also has this thing right over here, which was actually the flamethrower that he actually has in dinosaur mode, you know? So if you actually did want to use the flamethrower in robot mode and everything like that, sure, he actually has like a lot more motility. But if you're actually not using it, he doesn't really, you know? But like, I love that face right there, you know? That face actually just says slag to me. I only wish that this one actually came with the red face too, you know? Like, I'm a real big stickler on the red face and everything. And Tauntaun, if you're actually listening to me, I hear what you're saying on like, you wish you actually had like a white or silver face or anything like that. I get it. But for me, I really think that the red face is actually where slag actually comes shining through and everything, you know? It's just like that spirit of aggression and everything like that that really gets to me when it actually comes down to slag, you know? But all of this great detail and everything like that, like he's actually super industrially just like ready for a fight, you know? Anyway, so back to articulation. He actually has like a slight outward right over here by his arms and everything. I think that he may have like a little bit of a ball joint right over here. I think I almost took it out just now, you know, but he actually has like not just one, but like two sections right over here where he can actually move everything out. Just very cool and really well thought out. He actually has like a 360 that's pretty much uninhibited. You can actually move that off and you can actually use that some more. He actually has some movement right over here. Again, I'm actually just trying to find a perfect solution for leaving that stable when he's in robot mode, you know? But aside from that, let's see, bicep rotation right over here. He actually has like a 90-degree right over here by his elbow. He should actually have like a little bit more because it looks like he is double jointed there and everything. But because of like the width of his arms and everything like that, you don't really get that much in the way of like arm bend or anything like that, which is actually kind of a shame. He also has wrist rotation right over here. He actually has like opening fist and everything like that, which is nice. And I really love the design of this fist, you know? They're big, powerful, you know? I really love that. He actually has a rotation right over here, and if you actually like took off his tail, he actually has more of a rotation right over here on his waist, so that's nice. Just let me clip everything back over here again. He can actually kick out. You move this a little bit. There we go. And he actually has like more of a kick out. He actually has like some kung fu movement right over here, so that's actually really nice. I love the fact that he can actually do a roundhouse, you know? Very cool. He actually has an up and down on his hips right over here, so that's nice. He actually can bend almost 90 degrees on his leg and everything, you know, but like at the same time, it's actually more due to the fact that he's actually got these chunky legs and everything more than anything else. Thigh rotation. I forgot to bring these up. I'm sorry, everybody. There we go. Bad reviewer. And also, he actually has toe rotation right over here. You know, he's actually got like the pivot, you know, even before pivots were actually popular, and a lot of dorsiflexion and everything. So very cool. And this guy is just really extraordinary. He's actually kind of like really just like one of my favorite bots right now in my collection, you know? And is he, well, like, I'm pretty sure that he's actually kind of like my favorite third-party bot right at this moment and everything. I kind of like wish I actually had a couple of other Autobot symbols and everything, although I'm really contemplating whether or not I'm actually going to put those on this guy and everything like that, because like I kind of feel he's actually even good enough without one, you know, believe it or not, you know? He's just like really just like a fun figure, you know? Now, as far as his weapons are actually concerned, you can actually use his flamethrowers right over here. Now, on my flamethrowers, they're like a little bit loose on here and everything. So like you do that by just slotting everything in and closing his hands. They're actually okay, you know? And I think that they could have actually like used a lot more work on these flamethrowers and everything to like actually get them to sit a little bit better, but they're very, very cool looking. You know, I love how solid looking they actually are, even though they actually have like a little bit of hollowness on the sides and everything like that, but just very, very cool. And if you actually wanted to store them away, you can actually store them over here, which is actually nice. Or if you actually wanted to like just use the guns all together, you could even store like the guns right on his wing over here. So that's actually nice also, but that's not usually where I put my guns and everything like that. So I'm actually just gonna put the flamethrowers like right on the side of his leg. There's like a little peg slot right over here where you can actually put this peg. So that's actually really nice. I like that. But let me get down to like the main parts of his weapons, and that's always when I actually come over to, that's always what I call the melee weapons. This sword, really, really nicely designed, by the way, you know? I think that this actually is probably one of my favorite weapons also and everything, you know? Now, if you actually really wanted to store this one away, you could actually put it like right on the back here. There we go. You can actually either have it up or down, you know? That's really nice, and it stores pretty tightly in his hands. So I'm just gonna use this one for now because I'm actually gonna use the axe in the other. So what you actually wanna do for this is you don't wanna put this all the way in or anything like that, because like these upside down hilts and everything will actually get in the way. Especially if you actually wanted to like have him hold it upright and just like on the edge. So just push this in, just do it gingerly though, you know, you don't want to like break the thumb or anything like that, you know, and I know I'm using a little bit of force to get that in, but there we go. And once you actually have that, he just looks great with it. I love that. And for his axe, you actually pretty much want to do the same. You just want to push this in just a little bit, and then just put his hands around that all together. Just let me make sure that I actually have everything well secured. There we go. And once you actually have that going, there we go. And once you actually have that going, he is ready for every single battle and everything. You know, screw Kratos. You know what I mean? Like, give me Cubrar. You know, this guy is great. Slag or Cubrar over here just really looks like he's actually saying to everyone, you should have bought more soldiers. You know, like, look at this guy. He is a warrior, you know? And let me just, like, give you a little comparison over here with him, King Grimlock, you know? Just really, really cool. I love how greatly they actually size up together. Now, remember, I'm all about Studio Series Slag. I can't wait for him to actually pop in or anything like that. But for now, you know, this guy just looks amazing. You know, like, look at this guy. Super dynamic as can actually be. And even if you decided to like actually go like another route with your Dinobots and everything like that, you know, great, because more slag for me, you know what I mean? And to my European folks. But let me tell you something. This is really, really cool. I am just loving the way they actually size up together, you know? Just really perfect, really, you know? I love it. And for more of the showcase over here, we'll actually bring in some some Megatron over here, you know. I know the colors actually changed a little bit and everything when I actually bought Megatron in here, but just the size differential between Slag and Grimlock here and everything, you know, just very, very cool. I'm loving this, you know, like I really love this guy so much. I cannot tell you exactly how much I love this guy, but I do, you know. He is perfect, you know, in a word, just perfect. I really love it. And last comparison, but not least, I will give you a little bit of Studio Series Starscream here and everything, running away from battles against Slag. You know, just really, really cool. I love how this actually all fits in together. He's actually kind of like more of a Voyager size, and this is kind of like more of the leader class size, or like what we're actually seeing is like more of the leader class size right now. So very cool. I'm actually loving this. And yeah, if I haven't told you how much I love this guy already, I'm actually going to keep on saying it, but like, I don't know if you actually really believe me or anything, you know? But last thing that I'm actually going to tell you about this is that perfect storage for him in robot mode also, you know, just very cool. And you can actually even put in the, there we go, you can even include the shield over here, you know? So, in true Conan fashion and everything like that, you know, you can actually have every single one of his weapons on him and everything, and he just looks fantastic, you know. I'm actually going to give you my final thoughts on this guy, but let me tell you something. If you ever were in the avenue to like actually just like at least get one of the old Fansproject's Dinobots or something, or at least hunt him down, because I know that he's actually kind of scarce, unless you're actually talking about like the I think they actually had one from like the convention exclusive that was actually more of a Diaclone color for this guy. But you know, that being said, I love that one too, but like nothing actually beats like the full awesomeness that is this figure, you know. I'm gonna give you final thoughts, and I shall return. I don't love the Dinobots, you love the Dinobots, which is something I'll never ever say until I'm actually going to unveil all of the Studio Series Dinobots. But for now, Cubrar actually really makes up a lot for some of the slack that I've actually been having with like having all of my Studio Series Dinobots in one place. He is awesome. He actually kind of like really fits that itch for that, like for like a bit of slag in your life and everything, you know. Again, my European fans, please, my European hooligans, I'm telling you, I don't mean it like that, you know, but he really fits just the slag you actually need in your life and everything, and I love him. He's actually blocky, he's powerful looking, you know, he's actually just got like everything that that slag should actually have, except the red face, you know. But aside from that, he's awesome. I love the fact that I actually got the convention exclusive head for him. That's the only thing that would have actually like not made me buy this guy. But as soon as I saw this guy out there on Facebook's marketplace and everything, it blew my mind, and I actually absolutely had to have him in my collection. I'm glad I splurged. I'm glad that you actually got a chance to check him out with me, and I appreciate you for that. So for right now, everyone, I'm super happy that you've actually joined me today and everything. And remember two things. Remember, be kind to everyone. Kindness should actually flourish out there. So I want you to make sure that you're actually kind to each and every person out there, and our intergalactic neighbors and everything. Make sure you're kind to them as well. Also, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. Take care, everyone. I really hope you have an amazing day, and anything that you actually do, may every good fortune fall upon you and only you. And that's it. And I will definitely talk to you soon.